Hey guys, it's Vlad. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how to manage your rental properties and best ways to maximize your profit and lower the number of issues that you can have with your tenants when you're managing your properties. I have my first rental property. I bought it 8 years ago, and since then, I've been dealing with a lot of tenants, and I had a lot of issues with some of the tenants, and most of the issues that I had were easily avoidable if I had better experience. I mean, most of the things that you're gonna encounter, all the issues that you're gonna encounter, are probably gonna be at the beginning when you're just starting with your rental properties. As the time passes, if you survive the first couple of years, you're gonna learn some things, and you're gonna be able to avoid most of the issues that you're gonna have with the tenants, before they happen. So some of the things that I learned during these 8 years, I'm not gonna list all of them because it's gonna take forever for me to talk about all the things that I've learned. But the three most important things that I learned so far are these. The first one is always you have to maintain your properties, and when you have a vacant property or if you buy new property and you do your inspection, you gotta make sure that you fix all the things inside. And even if things are not broken, for example, if you have old faucet or you have a thermostat that is looks like 10 years old, or some of the fixtures are old, or the toilet is old, even if they're functioning, I prefer to replace them before I have the tenant moving in the place. So the reason for that is you're gonna pay way less money if you plan everything before the tenant is in the place, since the place is vacant. So you're gonna be able to find better deals on contractors that gonna replace them, or you can do some of the things yourself if you're handy, and it's on your schedule, so you're not pressured. You don't have to run, you don't have to hire the first person that you're gonna talk to because you're in a rush, because if you do that, you're gonna get ripped off. If you just call and you're in a rush and you have to fix something ASAP, the outcome is gonna be you're gonna pay way more than what you should. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is if you replace all the things before the tenants move in the place, you're not gonna have any issues when the tenant is in the place, right? So the tenant gonna be much happier, because let's say the tenant moves in and the first month the faucet that was working properly, but you knew it's 10 years old, starts to leak, and the tenant calls you and says, okay, that the faucet is leaking. You go there, you replace it, or you send somebody, fine. So the tenant is like, okay, it's been 1 month, I have one issue with the apartment, not a big deal. But if the next month you have leaky toilet, and the next month after that the thermostat breaks down, at this point the tenant is gonna be thinking like, what I'm doing here? Is this place falling apart, or what's going on here? They're gonna be looking to move out of the apartment as soon as possible, because too many problems with the place gonna make them think that the whole place is falling apart. Something's wrong there. So that's the second reason. Then when it comes to the rule number two that I have for you, that I follow also always since long time ago, is I always make sure to price the properties right. I don't want to underprice them, I don't want to overprice them. The reason for this is, if you underprice the property, you're gonna attract the wrong people, and you're gonna have so many applicants that it's gonna be so hard for you to pick from the pool of applicants, and you're gonna overwhelm yourself for no reason. And even if you find the best person to move in your place, you're gonna rent it at a below market price, and that's gonna hurt you long term. Like it's gonna lower the price of your property, because most of the 2 to 4 family or any rental properties, the price of those properties is based on the cap rate, and that's directly calculated by the rent that you're getting for the property. And on the other extreme, if you overprice the property, you're gonna run into another problem, that nobody gonna come and look at your properties, right? So they're gonna stay on the market longer. You're gonna have vacancies for like 2-3 months, and money lost during vacancies. That's if you had somebody living there even for cheaper price, gonna take years to recover for like the vacancies that you're gonna have. And at the same time, the most important thing, I think, for any realtor or anybody that's in the real estate business, the most important critical task for them is to price the properties right, no matter if they're for rent or for sale, because of obvious reasons. If you underprice them, you're gonna run into issue that what I mentioned before. If you overprice them, you're not gonna be able to sell them or rent them, and you're gonna lose money at the end of the day. And the third rule, the most important rule that I have when it comes to renting properties, is I always must screen all the tenants no matter what, and I must have interview with them and have a feeling of who I'm gonna be dealing with in foreseeable future. This is the most important, because when it comes to, like, I made some mistakes in the past, that I had the tenant background check and everything checked out, and then I had the interview with them, and I had that gut feeling that something's not right, and I don't feel comfortable renting to this person, but still I went and rented to them. And every single time I did that, it turned out that I should have followed my gut feeling and be more picky about who I'm letting in the place. Like, there was an instance that I had a person with good credit, but right off the bat they started arguing with me about some things that nonsense things during the interview process, and I still rented the place to them. And 6 months later, they stopped paying the rent. They infested the place with roaches. They just were the worst tenants that you can get, right? So if I follow my initial instinct and I just was more picky, I was gonna avoid that nightmare that I went through with this tenant. So that's my 3 rules that I have for you. And I think if you follow these rules, I mean, there are a lot of nightmare stories that you're gonna hear about renting properties, and quite frankly, it's not the easiest business out there. It's challenging, but 99% of the problems that we encounter when we deal with tenants is because we don't do our homework. And if you follow the rules, the 3 simple rules that I gave you here, I think you'll do fine renting properties. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and hit the like button.